Hello everyone. Today I'm talking about gluing application components with JavaScript. It's about writing different application components, software that you write in modular forms in different languages. Like in this talk I'll talk about Java and then joining together, linking them with JavaScript. And like I'm Sankha and this is my username on GitHub and Twitter. Now glue. Why this thing glue basically? Everybody knows glue is sticky and dirty. Once it gets stuck, it doesn't come off easily. So why do you want, why the word glue? But the thing is, it holds stuff together. I mean, holding stuff together is important in the sense that once you have one team working on one component, another team working on another component. Now the important thing is, those components should work together on a system level. But JavaScript glue is, it's very nice and simple and it's not sticky and dirty. So that's why you should use it, and once the components are developed, you can actually join them and they'll function as a whole. Now, why did I say JavaScript? JavaScript is that nice and sweet language that everybody loves. I mean, we are all here because of JavaScript. I mean, everybody knows JavaScript is simple, easy and easy to code with. It's object-oriented and functional. That's the one single reason that I love. I mean, people don't use C anymore because it's not object-oriented. Object-oriented and functional language, that's why JavaScript. It has dynamic data types. How many of us like to bother about data types like int, char, and all those stuff before we start off about programming? I mean, in JavaScript, we just do var x. That's it. It's automatically taken care of. So that's what. And I mean, there are lots more awesome stuff about JavaScript that many of you people know more than me. Now the thing about JavaScript, the problems that used to be with JavaScript initially was that JavaScript was originally very slow. I mean, think about 2000s or early 2000s. The problems that used to be there was Internet Explorer, even the initial versions of Firefox. Those days Google Chrome did not come out. Firefox had made some recent changes for JavaScript engine, but still it was relatively slow. I mean, much slower than today. Now, with recent changes in the Firefox's SpiderMonkey and IronMonkey engine, and even Chrome's V8, the speed barrier has been broken. It's very fast right these days. Lack of useful APIs. Okay, Node.js changed this. I mean, with Node.js you can develop server apps and everything. But initially, think about it. JavaScript was just tied to the browser. You can't do anything productive with it. It's just about making fancy web pages and bringing interactivity to the pages. So until and unless there's some useful APIs, you can't do anything in network-based application or desktop fancy stuff, then there's no point in having one language. Now, the biggest problem was many other applications that used to be there, like people who used them were already coded in Java, C, C++, whatever. Like tons of language had already dozens of applications coded in them. So there's the single barrier that people did not want to come to JavaScript because you need to read the applications once again. Now the thing is, what if we could combine the traditional languages like Java and JavaScript together? I mean, Java, Java is like one of the most popular languages. I mean, or at least it used to be. I mean, and we have dozens of frameworks coded in Java, and lots of server and network applications are still being written in Java, and they still run. So what if we have a Java and JavaScript application written together, and it all works as if it's a part of the same engine. It's all working smoothly. So what does it take to bring the JavaScript parts into the Java architecture? I mean, recently, something is wrong with my laptop. In Java 5, Sun shipped its own scripting API. Scripting API, it allows scripting API allows any developer to write out scripts, any scripting language like say JavaScript, CoffeeScript, AppleScript, any kind of scripts. You can write out the scripts and then you can plug them into the Java virtual machine. So basically, Java virtual machine can have the hard-coded .class files along with the .js files or whatever scripting language you choose, and the objects that you have are all interoperable. So basically, you can add that to your advantage, and it has a kind of added advantage as well. So just to get started, we just need to put this script. So basically the lines shown in red are the all the 3 lines that are needed to get started. I mean, we just need to call the script engine. It'll what it Yeah, I have a PDF. I mean, I have a PDF. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. I mean,
Yeah, next slide.
no. Previous, yeah.
Are these PDF slides the same?
Yeah.
We're just going to switch over.
Next. Yeah. Huh.
Left, right.
So what we just need the the marked 3 lines. What we do is just call the script engine factory and all, and we just get started by the language name JavaScript. So the script engine just knows over here that we are calling JavaScript, and that's it. Then from there we can call directly a JavaScript code or just the file input stream or file reader, and do that into a script.js file. So basically, we have a JavaScript file that's called script.js, and we're calling that into the JavaScript engine in Java. Now the thing is, script.js is a normal JavaScript syntax file. It doesn't have any browser objects as such. So what we can do is write our own custom objects. We can interoperate between Java objects and their methods, and bring in their classes. So basically, any normal JS that we want to write, like value equal to 5, println, whatever. Here we don't have console.log, so we need to do println. So any normal value plus 2, that also works. And the thing is, the data types are dynamic. I mean, value was initially an int. It changed to a string. So all things that are not possible in Java are now possible in JS. So we can do that, and it will give out a output of 7 and then hello world. Now everybody loves Java for Swing. Swing brought fancy GUIs to Java. Now basically, we can also write out GUIs. We don't need to turn to Java. We can write them in JavaScript. This is a plain and simple JavaScript. We are just importing the Swing package and then the AWT package, and then we are just building a window, setting the size 500 by 200, and then adding the button of hello, I'm a button. That's it. We can run this code because we can write it out in script.js, and it will automatically load the code. And actually, I would have shown it to you in demo, but
Let's see. If you're willing to wait a minute, I can give you a demo. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so you'll have to keep up.
yeah.
So tell us about what you're going to show.
So basically we can make up our own any whatever code that we used to write. Let's say Java normal whatever say hash tables, whatever you used to make, we can call them directly. We can make swing user interfaces and all those stuff, and basically call whatever code that was written in Java from JavaScript. So what's the advantage of that? So basically we have our core application written in Java, and we can directly call them from JavaScript. JavaScript is always a easy to use language, and Java is full-fledged, heavy to use language. So we always have that barrier broken. And so basically swing user interfaces are working. I mean, if I get the demo working, I can show you that normal window will pop up with titled hello and I am a button. Now the biggest thing is Java, whatever you do, something equal to new this thing. I mean class, object name, then equal to new class. So that thing is, from before you declare a variable or an object, you need to know that its data type. JavaScript removes you from that headache. It doesn't give you that headache. You just need to know, okay, var something, that's it. That's the object. And the thing is, you can even recycle variables. As you just saw, x was just an int before. Now it became a string. In JavaScript, you can't do that. In Java, you can't do that. Sorry. Initially, if it was string, it needs to be a string throughout the program. In x can't change its type. Now the biggest thing is use a plugin architecture. So basically, if you have a code written in Java, you have a .jar file. That's the application core. It has all your classes and all the methods written in it. So what do? You just write a JS file that puts whatever you want to do with those methods and whatever application that you want to write in a .js file, calling all those methods. So what happens is all those files, all those methods will be loaded by the application on the fly, and it will run the JS file. So once it runs the JS file, basically your application will start running. So basically, anything that you write will be kind of a plugin, and the application core will be intact. Whatever you write will be in the form of a plugin, and that plugin will be loaded dynamically by the application. Now you can let other developers also build the user interfaces. I mean, if you are the code developer, why do you want to waste your time building the user interface? Other people can build the user interfaces, build the business logic rules. You just define the core, whatever the application needs to be. I mean, say if you are building something like Twitter, you just need to define, okay, these are the tweets, these will be in the database, this is the timestamp, okay. You just define an API, and say somebody who is working on the front end will just write a JS file and then call your API dynamically. So, and what your application will do is just dynamically load the JS file on the fly, and it will get started. So, what's the advantage of that? I mean, the thing is, the JavaScript file will be starting just as the application starts. So, the thing is, you won't need to ship updates. Shipping updates is hard. Because say if you have a .jar file or .dll file or whatever needed by the application is running, you can't change hot swap it, because that file is needed by the application. So, but with JS it's very easy. Once the reference to the JS file is not in memory, you can just replace the JS file, and it will be updates will just appear automatically. And deploying the scripts. I mean, once you have done with a new version, you can directly just post an update to the script, and they are dynamically loaded by the application. So basically, it's kind of like you have an old version today. Next day, when you change the script, you just ship an update. The user won't even come to know. On the background, you can just hot swap the script, and it will change the core that is running. So now the biggest thing is normally our cycle of development is code, debug, and build and then debug. So basically we have that extra barrier of building. With JavaScript you don't need to build the files. So as long as the core API remains same, I mean with Java you have a .jar file, you have built that once. But with JS, whatever you are writing is changing the front end or the business, I mean the outer logic rules. You're not doing any manipulations with the main data store or something. So you can do it with JS. And when you do that with JS, you don't need to build it. As long as the core jar files remain same, so the build step gets removed. So basically you're removing one block in the full cycle of development. So it's kind of a time saving also. Now the biggest thing is a scriptable user interface for your end users. I mean, why would you let your end user script? I mean, nobody wants their end users to script. They just want to click, and you are good, ready to go. But think about it, JavaScript is ready to learn. If you don't let your user script, what happens is you're targeting a part of the crowd who is don't know how to code, but you will miss out on the crowd that we call the geeks and the people who, power users basically. So they want to change something, they want to add something to the application. So basically, you will leave out on that, and this is,
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with this thing now.
okay, I'll just speak it. So basically, everybody has heard of an audio video converter. You convert an AVI file to an MP4 file, MP3 file to a .wav file. Now what's the special about this? It's a very old code that I wrote, so the code quality is not that good. But the thing is, whenever say you want to convert 20,000 files of MP3 and to some other format, .AAC format. How do you do that? Every time you go and select file format, convert. Select file format, convert. That's will drive me mad. So what do is, in JS you just write a script. You have access to the whole Java file system. You have access to this Panther's API. I've made little function calls with Java. So what I do is, I just simply call that, and automatically the user can write the script, run it, and their file conversion task is done. So basically, in case of Panther, I had some core function that convert audio, input file, output file, format. That's it. So these are the simple function bindings that needs to be there. Once it's done, basically any user can call that from the JavaScript source code, and in the runtime engine in Java, when it will be run, whatever the Java APIs will be called and the file will be converted. Now the biggest problem with this is JavaScript on the JVM is slow because of the old Rhino engine. It was developed in Mozilla long back. It has now been discarded. It's not under development right now. But Oracle is very soon coming up with Project Nashorn that will be delivering very fast JavaScript to the Java virtual machine. And this kind of architecture, like part in JS and part in other language, is used by very many of the applications. The biggest example being Mozilla Firefox. In Mozilla Firefox, the runtime engine Gecko is in C++, and whatever that we click on, user interfaces and username, password, storing, saving, all that is written in JavaScript. So it's proved already to work. Now that's the bottom line. If you have a central JavaScript glue kind of thing, you can join the different jar files that I've written, or application components for that matter, in JS. Then you can just design an API, and that API calls will be made to any of the user or other people, any other developers as well. You can introduce scriptability in your applications. Introducing scriptability gives help to your power users, and you have modular and updatable components as well. And updatable components means you'll be shipping out updates in a very transparent way to your users. Thank you.
So since Sankha had some starting troubles, we're going to give him 5 more minutes for Q&A while the next speaker sets up. Right. So, any questions? Yeah. All right. So, if there are no questions, now if you guys want to actually see the demo of what Sankha's been talking about, it still works on his laptop. So it's just that he can't project it. So, Sankha, you're going to be outside at the Bangalore.js stall. So that's a place to go meet him and check out the stuff and get a sense of how it actually works. Right? Thanks again, and thanks, Sankha, for putting up with this despite the